Hi, I'm Robert Alexander from iChemLabs, and this is the Multiplet Tool Widget tutorial for ChemDoodle version 5. The Multiplet Tool Widget is a tool for generating multiplet trees, simulating signals and producing their figures. It can simulate nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR, or electron paramagnetic resonance, EPR or ESR, signals. When you first open the tool, the main multiplet panel is left blank. You will need to use the buttons below the display to set up your simulation. Let's start with the Input Parameters button. This is where you can input all the relevant molecular information for generating a simulation. I can have between 1 and 10 magnetic groups. I'm just going to stick with 3. First, enter their spin, then the number of neighboring nuclei, and lastly, their coupling magnitude. If you are unhappy with the parameters you have set, just click Reset and you can begin again with only the number of magnetic groups selected unchanged. Re-enter your information and click Calculate to create your simulation. As you can see, the multiplet tree and the simulated signal are displayed one on top of the other. Now that I have created something, I can demonstrate the Add to Doodle Board button, which does exactly that. Once you have your simulation on screen, you can tweak the coupling constant parameters by clicking the Real-Time Sliders button. When you're working in this area, you can watch any adjustments you make appear on the simulation in real time. You can also adjust the line width here. If you make a mistake in this window, you can click the Reset button, which will bring all the sliders back to the position they were in when you first opened the tool. Once you're satisfied with the adjustments you have made, click Done. Next, there is a Settings button, which allows you to define how the simulation is performed and also how the figure is displayed. For instance, I might want to give the simulation a title, but remove the multiplet tree so that only the signal is displayed. I also want viewing the simulation to have a clear sense of scale, so I'll add the scale. Click Done. Simply displaying one point in the scale is no good to me, of course, so I'll head back into Settings and under Scale I'll select Display Edges. When I click Done, now you can see that this shows the exact measurement on the very edge of each side of the simulation. This is particularly useful when working with such a small scale. Just like using the Add to Doodle Board button, I can drag the simulation directly over to the Doodle Board from the main multiplet panel. Once it's added, I can no longer work on the simulation. However, if I have already moved on and removed all the data I entered from the multiplet tool, I can still select the simulation and drag it from the Doodle Board back onto the multiplet main panel or below onto the multiplet widget. This is a really great function for large projects. You can go back and forth correcting your work and replace irrelevant simulations with their updated versions which you've worked on the multiplet tool widget. Just delete the old simulation and add the fixed version onto the Doodle Board in the normal manner. Keep in mind, when you're working with the multiplet tool widget, that more complex simulations require more memory and processing power, which may lead to longer runtimes, or in extreme cases, memory issues.